Number 1. A country with only rich and extremely rich people. Qatar is considered one of the wealthiest countries on the planet. It is rare to find a place where you can step outside and casually encounter billionaires, millionaires, or individuals from the ultra-wealthy class as frequently as here. According to statistics from the Boston Consulting Group, over 14% of Qatar's population holds at least 1 million USD in their accounts. In contrast, globally, less than 1% of the population reaches this level of wealth accumulation. A report from New World Wealth indicates that the number of individuals with over 1 million USD in Qatar has increased by more than 80% since 2007. And this small nation now boasts 28,000 individuals in the ultra-rich category, surpassing all other countries in the Gulf region. The significant presence of the wealthy class has led to a unique classification system among the people of Qatar. They do not categorize themselves into rich and poor like most other countries. Instead, they divide into a regular wealthy group and an exceptionally wealthy group. The method of identifying these two groups is so distinctive that it is unique to Qatar. A prominent example is that in Qatar, you can gauge a homeowner's wealth simply by observing the amount of greenery in their yard. The country is primarily desert, and even the beaches exhibit arid characteristics, making it nearly impossible for trees to grow naturally. In the city, greenery mainly appears in planned parks, while residential areas typically feature artificial grass or a few drought-resistant shrubs. If someone wants to plant trees around their home, they must purchase fresh water for irrigation, and the costs are so high that planting trees becomes a status symbol rather than just a personal hobby. To maintain a lush garden, one must spend a significant amount of money daily on watering, not to mention the considerable investment required for an irrigation system. As a result, most households opt for artificial grass for ease of maintenance, while wealthier families may plant a few drought-resistant varieties like date palms or other types of palms. Moreover, because greenery is rare and valuable in Qatar, the government imposes hefty fines for anyone who accidentally or intentionally kills a tree. Depending on the area and the type of tree, fines can reach tens of thousands of USD. Consequently, each tree here is almost cared for to royal standards. Many families hire foreign gardeners, and the workers are even required to wear mesh clothing around the trees to maintain a stable temperature during both hot and cold seasons. With such high maintenance costs, if you see a house with a lush garden in front, it is almost certain that it belongs to a family that is exceptionally wealthy compared to the general affluence in Qatar. In addition to this indicator, Qataris use various other methods to identify the homes of the ultra-rich, such as observing the number of large air conditioning units placed outside. The more luxurious and spacious the house, the more outdoor AC units it will have. Another detail is the presence of a Majlis tent in the yard. A Majlis is traditionally a space for receiving guests in Arab culture, but in the hands of wealthy families in Qatar, it has become an opulent room separate from the main house. From the outside, it appears to be just a tent covered with thick fabric, but stepping inside resembles a living room in a palace. The walls and ceiling are draped in hand-woven fabric with Arab patterns. The floor is covered with thick, soft Persian carpets, and long sofas upholstered in velvet or high-quality leather are arranged around the walls. One corner always features a traditional coffee-making set made of gold or bronze, and the space is consistently cool thanks to a dedicated air conditioning system. With a subtle scent of oud, one of the most expensive types of incense in the world. Number 2. The heavenly life of the people of Qatar. Qataris often joke that they are born with a ticket to a life akin to paradise, as every aspect of life is guaranteed by the state from the moment a child takes their first breath until they leave this world. Children receive free education from preschool through university, and healthcare services are fully covered, with no worries about hospital bills. Outstanding students are even sent abroad for higher education in the United States, the United Kingdom, or Canada on full scholarships, meaning their only responsibility is to study well and return to serve their country. After completing their studies, Qatari graduates do not face unemployment. Instead, they are confronted with the opposite issue, choosing where to work among a plethora of attractive opportunities. Here, the labor market operates unusually. Rather than job seekers looking for employment, companies and organizations actively seek out workers. The government aims to ensure that every citizen has a stable job, high income, and a pleasant work experience that aligns with the standards of a welfare paradise. They work only 6 to 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, and enjoy numerous holidays, including the Ramadan break, extended religious holidays, and a summer dedicated to relaxation. Some public agencies even allow employees to work flexibly during the hot season to reduce stress and help them achieve a better work-life balance. The standard of living is already comfortable, but it is made even more so by the fact that Qatar does not impose personal income tax. Whatever salary one earns is kept intact, and costs for essentials like fuel, electricity, water, internet, and food are subsidized, making living expenses quite manageable. Notably, the Qatari government not only provides free services, but also offers direct support to enhance the quality of life for its citizens. When starting a family, citizens may receive land or housing, and upon the birth of a child, they receive additional allowances. Some even receive monthly support as if benefiting from the nation's prosperity. Thanks to abundant financial resources from oil and gas, Qatar is capable of ensuring that all citizens live in a level of comfort that few countries can achieve. As a result, the pace of life for Qataris is always quite relaxed. Tasks such as childcare, house cleaning, or handling errands are often managed by domestic workers from various countries. Even the smallest needs are quickly met. If one craves a burger, they simply honk their horn, and someone will bring it right to their car. Their consumption habits are also very carefree. Buying a new phone requires little thought, and dropping or damaging it is not a concern. When traveling by air, their preferred choice is always the prestigious Qatar Airways, rather than budget airlines. Even when going on vacation, a 5-star hotel may sometimes not be luxurious enough for them. A prime example is the Doha Stater Hotel, a frequent haunt for young Qatari men. A staff member there once recounted meeting a Qatari guest who booked 3 of the hotel's most expensive rooms for an entire year, while also hiring a private chef to serve him daily. Each room costs £40,000 per night, equivalent to about 1.15 billion VND. The guest conducted all his activities within that room, as he had no need to go anywhere. All services were provided in full from start to finish. Number 3. The unbelievable luxuries enjoyed by the people of Qatar. In Qatar, there are pleasures that most ordinary people might find unimaginable, as the costs associated with pursuing them can sometimes amount to a fortune. One of these unique hobbies is the breeding and training of falcons. The reverence for this bird stems from its cultural significance in the Arab world. In ancient times, falcons were seen as symbols of honor, strength, and nobility. During the era of nomadic tribes, they were used for hunting in the desert, and today, Qataris have transformed this practice into a pastime that reflects personal identity and social status. A quality falcon can cost anywhere from $20,000 to $400,000 USD, while rare, beautiful, and purebred individuals with clear lineage can even reach $500,000. Qataris do not just buy them for admiration. They also take their falcons hunting, train them rigorously, and even build air-conditioned rooms with bedding and attendants for them. Here, falcons are issued their own passports and have all the necessary documentation just like a legal passenger. When their owners fly, the falcons sit in the cabin, in their own seats, rather than being placed in the cargo hold. Qatar even has hospitals dedicated to falcons, providing a full range of services from x-rays and tests to surgeries and rehabilitation, much like a medical facility for humans. Another luxurious pastime is breeding racing camels. This tradition originates from nomadic tribes in the desert, where camels were not only a means of transport but also a source of family pride. What used to be small races has now evolved into large-scale tournaments. Modern racing camels are carefully selected, have specialized diets, and are trained like professional athletes. Their value can range from hundreds of thousands to millions of USD, depending on their performance and lineage. A unique detail is that Qataris do not use human jockeys, but instead employ robots. These lightweight and durable robots are equipped with communication devices, cameras, and speed control mechanisms. Some racing teams even hire technology engineers to fine-tune the robots, optimizing every small aspect, such as vibration and jerkiness, to help the camels achieve higher speeds. The blend of cultural heritage and technology makes the camel racing tracks in Qatar one of the most luxurious playgrounds in the world. And of course, supercars are an indispensable part of the lives of the wealthy in Qatar. On the streets of Doha, it's common to see Rolls-Royces, Bugattis, McLarens, and Ferraris appearing side by side, much like taxis in other places. What sets them apart is that Qataris always turn their supercars into personal statements. Some cover their entire vehicles in gold, others opt for real leather interiors, and some import limited edition models that are produced in only a few units worldwide. Some families even build underground garages, install air conditioning, and design showroom-quality lighting to display their cars as if they were in an exhibition. Many young, affluent individuals even take their supercars to Europe for summer driving, then ship them back to the Middle East, without worrying that the shipping costs alone could equal the price of a luxury car in other countries. Number 4. The dark side of Qatar's wealth. Qatar is one of the harshest climates on the planet. During the summer, outdoor temperatures can soar above 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, making it feel like standing in front of a giant hairdryer. As a result, air conditioning has almost become a lifeline for the people here. They install air conditioning units everywhere possible, from homes and cars to commercial areas and even outdoor spaces. Some shopping districts have cooling systems installed right in the open air, allowing people to walk without feeling overwhelmed by the heat. You can stand in the middle of the street and feel the cool breezes from the cooling devices blowing up, as if you were standing under the awning of a 5-star hotel. Some outdoor recreational areas even have water-cooled panels that lower the temperature by more than 10 degrees Celsius compared to the surrounding air. This extreme temperature once led many to fear that the 2022 World Cup would be a disaster, because players would not be able to withstand the heat in the Middle East. However, Qatar surprised the world by being willing to spend millions of dollars to install cooling systems in all 8 stadiums. Each stadium is equipped with a high-capacity cooling system that blows cold air from beneath the seats and along the pitch. This technology is so advanced that many players have shared that they felt cold even in the middle of the desert. However, the luxury of large-scale cooling also has clear consequences. Qatar is among the countries with the highest per capita greenhouse gas emissions in the world, averaging about 40 to 50 tons of CO2 per person per year, nearly 10 times the global average. A significant portion of these emissions comes from operating millions of air conditioning units that run almost year-round. Speaking of the 2022 World Cup also brings to mind Qatar's massive investment. The country has spent over 200 billion USD to build stadiums, roads, metro systems, hotels, and the entire infrastructure to support the event. This figure is even greater than the total costs of all previous World Cups combined. But Qatar faces another issue. Its small population means it cannot build all these facilities on its own. As a result, it has hired a large number of foreign workers from Nepal, Bangladesh, India, and Sri Lanka. These workers come with hopes of finding well-paying jobs in a wealthy country. But the reality is quite the opposite. They work for very low wages, sometimes only 150 to 300 USD per month. Many experience delays in their pay, sometimes for weeks or even months. They live in makeshift housing on the outskirts, where 8 to 12 people have to share a small room with bunk beds placed closely together. The sanitary conditions are poor, with shared bathrooms on each floor and clean water not always available. During the summer, when outdoor temperatures exceed 45 degrees Celsius, many housing units lack air conditioning or have broken units that are not repaired, making the rooms hot enough to cause heat stroke even while sleeping. Wealth is what draws global attention to Qatar, but the hidden corners behind that prosperity remain a story that needs to be confronted honestly. Number 5. Qatari women. Beautiful, talented, and wealthy. Qatari women are described as a harmonious blend of the traditional beauty of the Arab world and the modern demeanor of 21st century women. They often have warm brown skin, sharp features, and deep-set eyes that stand out thanks to meticulously applied eyeliner, exuding both confidence and sophistication. They have a particular fondness for rich, luxurious perfumes that carry a strong Middle Eastern essence. When walking down the street or entering a shopping mall, Qatari women always radiate a neat and confident aura. Although Qatar is an Islamic country, the regulations regarding women's clothing are not as strict as many might imagine. They can choose from a variety of outfits as long as they are sufficiently modest, typically covering from the shoulders to the knees. However, most women still prefer to wear a black abaya when going out, as it is a traditional garment that is very convenient. Underneath the abaya, they can wear anything they like, from jeans and t-shirts to modern fashionable dresses. Many even keep up with trends just as quickly as women in Europe or America. In daily life, Qatari women receive a great deal of respect. In public places, they are often prioritized for service. and staff always maintain a careful and polite demeanor. Within the family, women are also treated thoughtfully, as men are responsible for the entire financial burden even after marriage. This allows Qatari women to avoid much economic pressure. However, this does not make them dependent. On the contrary, Qatari women are known for their determination to develop themselves. They are among the most educated groups of women in the Arab world, with many holding important positions in education, healthcare, and business. There are even universities in Doha where the number of female students exceeds that of male students, reflecting a serious investment in education. Another noteworthy point is that Qatari women have a special passion for high fashion and are willing to spend significantly on rare items. Collections of limited edition Hermes Birkin or Kelly bags worth hundreds of thousands of dollars are not uncommon. Luxury cars like Rolls-Royce, G-Class, or Range Rover with beautiful license plates are frequently seen. If they desire a particular bag or outfit that is not available locally, they have no hesitation in flying to Europe to make a purchase. In matters of the heart, Qatari women tend to be discreet yet very clear. They are not easily open with strangers, as the culture here values seriousness from the outset. When they take an interest in someone, they carefully observe whether that person is polite, responsible, and respectful towards women. They are not in a hurry, but once trust is established, they are very sincere. Qatari women seek relationships based on mutual respect. They do not look for men to provide for them, as traditionally, Qatari men already bear the financial responsibility. Instead, they are more interested in men who are educated, know how to behave, and are good listeners. Number 6. The strict, super-specific laws in Qatar. Qatar is a highly conservative Islamic country, so tourists who do not research beforehand can easily unintentionally break the law. One of the most noticeable examples is clothing. In Qatar, wearing revealing outfits in public spaces is not acceptable. Whether you are in a shopping mall, a park, or even on the beach, clothing such as very short shorts, tank tops, or off-shoulder dresses can be considered disrespectful to local culture and religion. In many cases, you may be reminded, refused service, or asked to leave the area simply because of your attire. The locals also strictly adhere to halal food regulations, meaning they only consume food that is prepared and slaughtered according to Islamic law. Foods considered haram, such as pork, do not appear in daily life. Alcohol is also heavily regulated. Possessing or consuming alcoholic beverages without a valid license can lead to serious trouble and heavy fines. Qatar imposes strict rules regarding all types of stimulants. If you use prohibited substances, you will face severe penalties. Furthermore, even medications containing addictive components, such as strong sleeping pills, tranquilizers, or certain psychiatric drugs, can cause difficulties at the airport if you do not have a clear prescription. Electronic cigarettes are also completely banned. Importing, buying, or using vapes or e-liquids is considered a violation of the law. If caught, the devices will be confiscated, and you may face an on-the-spot fine. For women, some regulations are even stricter. In many cases, they cannot travel abroad, undergo medical procedures, or have cosmetic surgery without the consent of their father, husband, or brother. Important decisions regarding personal life often require the agreement of a male guardian, a practice that has long existed in Islamic law and continues to this day. Additionally, public displays of affection, such as hugging, holding hands, or putting an arm around someone, are also restricted. Even married couples can be penalized for excessive displays of affection in public, as it may be deemed inappropriate behavior. Number 7. Cultural shocks in Qatar. You may have heard that public displays of affection or same-sex relationships are prohibited in many Muslim countries, and Qatar is no exception. However, if that's all you know, you'll likely be surprised by the way men greet each other here. They touch noses in a form of nose kiss, which resembles the Middle Eastern version of an Eskimo kiss. From what I've learned, this is a traditional ritual that expresses respect and closeness, typically reserved for family members, friends, or tribesmen. But if you're a first-time visitor witnessing this, feeling confused is certainly understandable. Another cultural shock lies in the level of convenience that Qataris enjoy every day. In large shopping malls, you'll easily see staff closely following to assist with shopping and carry bags for customers. just a nod from you, and someone will push the shopping cart for you from one end of the mall to the other. Some malls even offer a personal shopper service, meaning you just have to mention what you want, and someone will fetch it for you, completely free of charge. For those coming from cultures that emphasize independence, this scene can be quite unusual. A stark contrast to what many expect is the personality of Qataris. People often think that the wealthy are aloof, but the reality is quite the opposite. Qataris are very friendly and hospitable. You might walk into a small shop just to ask for directions, and the shopkeeper may offer you a hot cup of Arabic coffee or a piece of date cake before you leave. This hospitality is not merely a social norm, but a tradition preserved through generations, almost becoming a point of national pride. Another interesting aspect is that Qatar's weekend does not align with most of the world. Here, the weekend falls on Friday and Saturday. Friday is a sacred day in Islam, dedicated to the week's largest prayer session known as Jummah. For this reason, many shops close during the morning. However, by evening, life returns to its bustling pace, similar to Saturday nights in other countries. Lastly, there's the unique nightlife of Qataris. They are not accustomed to waking up early, and the day typically begins around 10 to 11 in the morning, extending late into the night. It's not uncommon to see entire families, including young children, strolling through the mall close to midnight. Many cafes stay open until 2 or 3 in the morning, and having late-night snacks or meeting friends after midnight is completely normal. Of course, schools and businesses still start at 8 in the morning, but shops and malls operate according to this late-night rhythm. Number 8. Al Thani, the wealthy and powerful royal family with one of the largest number of children in Qatar. If you've ever wondered who holds the reins of power in Qatar, the answer has always been the Al Thani family. For over a century and a half, the throne in this Middle Eastern nation has only been passed down within this family, from one king to the next, never straying from their lineage. The current ruler is King Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, who is 45 years old. The Al Thani family's fortune is estimated to be around $335 billion, placing them among the wealthiest royal families in the world. They invest in a multitude of major corporations such as Barclays, British Airways, and Volkswagen, and own a real estate portfolio that spans from Europe to the United States. Iconic properties like the Shard, Harrods, the London Olympic Village, and even a portion of the Empire State Building in New York bear the mark of Qatar. Their residences are equally opulent. In London, the family owns a mansion that spans over 3,000 square meters, complete with a gym, spa, private elevator for the butler, and a children's play area, resembling a miniature 7-star hotel. In Doha, they possess a gold-plated palace complex with around 15 buildings and a parking lot that can accommodate over 500 cars. The construction cost of this entire complex is estimated to be around $1 billion. When they wish to unwind, they need not seek out resorts or hotels. The family owns the super yacht Qatari, valued at $400 million, which can accommodate 35 guests and nearly 100 staff members. The yacht features a spa, gym, swimming pool, salon, and entertainment area. It even has a private meeting room where the king can host international guests right in the middle of the ocean, serving as a mobile diplomatic office. The Al Thani family is also known for its vast art collection. They once spent $250 million just to acquire a painting by Cézanne. Their treasure trove includes ancient manuscripts, rare jewelry, ancient scientific instruments, and the largest collection of Islamic art in the Arab world. Not only are they wealthy, but the family is also notable for its size. King Tamim has 3 wives and 13 children, but that number is still small compared to his father, former King Sheikh Hamad, who had a total of 24 children. The total number of members in the Al Thani family is estimated to be around 8,000. Truly a large extended family. However, with the wealth they possess, raising such a large family is likely not a concern. Number 9. Doha, the modern and luxurious heart of Qatar. The capital city of Doha in Qatar is considered one of the most modern cities in the Middle East and serves as the largest economic, political, and cultural center of the country. Covering an area of approximately 132 square kilometers and with a population of over 2.3 million people, it is primarily home to Qatari nationals as well as millions of migrant workers from various countries such as India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Egypt, and Southeast Asia. Present-day Doha is essentially a city that has been almost entirely rebuilt since Qatar declared independence in 1971. At that time, the government demolished much of the old neighborhoods and began planning a modern urban landscape from the ground up. Leading architects from France, the Netherlands, Japan, and China participated in the overall design, creating a city characterized by high-rise towers, vast shopping centers, complex urban developments, and infrastructure that meets international standards. One of the most prominent projects is the Pearl, an upscale urban development located on an artificial island with a diameter of about 4 kilometers. This project significantly extends the coastline and is designed with luxurious villas, high-end apartments, hotels, restaurants, and a range of luxury retail outlets. The project cost around 15 to 20 billion USD and can accommodate over 40,000 residents. A highlight of this area is the 2-kilometer-long seaside promenade, along with a section that mimics the city of Venice, complete with Italian-style canal bridges. In addition to its wealth, Doha is also a hub for education, arts, and sports. The city boasts numerous cultural landmarks, such as the Qatar National Museum, designed to resemble a desert rose with over 500 stacked disc-like layers. The Museum of Islamic Art houses thousands of precious artifacts from the 10th to the 15th centuries, reflecting the depth of Islamic civilization. In terms of sports, Doha plays an extremely important role. During the 2022 World Cup, 11 of the 16 largest stadiums in Qatar were located in this city. It is also home to Al Sadd Sports Club, the most successful football club in the country, which has hosted many international legends like Raul and Xavi for both playing and coaching. An interesting detail that many tourists mention is the patrol units of Doha. The police here sometimes drive supercars like Porsche, BMW i8, or Lamborghini. However, these vehicles are not intended for chasing criminals, as Doha has virtually no street crime. Rather, they are primarily used to promote the image of a modern, safe, and prosperous city. Number 10. Mysterious places in Qatar. The first location is Film City, a peculiar village situated in the western desert of Qatar, completely isolated from residential areas. From the outside, it resembles an ancient Arab village with its light yellow walls, watchtowers, arched gates, and closely packed houses. What makes Film City mysterious is that no one knows why it was built. It is referred to as Film City because it is believed to have been constructed for television filming. Yet to this day, no confirmed film has ever been shot there. Even the Qatari government has not provided an explanation, and this village is not promoted as an official tourist attraction. Those who have visited Film City recount that it offers a very strange feeling. Eerily quiet, devoid of inhabitants, without any caretakers, signs, or indications that a community ever lived there long term. However, the structures within are quite well built, featuring a central square, a water well, and interconnected pathways, as if someone had intended to create an ancient town but abandoned it midway. There are even rumors that Film City was constructed to film a secret religious program or to simulate an ancient village for military training purposes. Others believe it to be a ghost village, created to attract tourists, but no one can explain why it is located in the desert, where it is difficult to find without specific coordinates. These factors contribute to Film City being one of the most mysterious destinations in Qatar. The second location is the Barzan Well, often referred to as the bottomless well because many believe its depth exceeds measurable limits. This well is located near the Barzan Tower in the town of Salah Al Mohammed, north of Doha. From the outside, the well appears quite ordinary with its round stone-lined mouth, but when a rope is dropped, it is said that even dozens of meters of rope do not reach the bottom. Although authorities have announced a depth of about 40 meters, locals remain skeptical and believe that the well has an underground connection to the sea or links to an undiscovered system of caves. In addition to its strange depth, the water in the Barzan well remains cool year-round, even during the summer when outside temperatures exceed 45 degrees Celsius. Remarkably, the well never runs dry, even when the surrounding area experiences prolonged droughts. Some local legends even suggest that the well was once a repository for ancient treasures or a sacred site where tribal leaders prayed before making important decisions. To this day, there is no official explanation, and the Barzan well continues to attract those intrigued by mysterious phenomena. Number 11. Must-visit places in Qatar. The first destination is Al Thakira Mangroves, the largest mangrove forest in Qatar, located in the northeast region. This place is completely opposite to the arid desert image that many people often associate with Qatar. This area is a brackish water ecosystem where mangrove trees grow naturally, forming dense green patches around small waterways. Interestingly, the mangrove forest here exists almost without human intervention, despite Qatar's very low rainfall and hot climate. Thanks to this environment, hundreds of migratory bird species choose Al Thakira as a stopover, including flamingos and ospreys. Visitors can kayak through the mangrove canopies, observe fish swimming just beneath the surface, and experience a completely different, peaceful, and cool version of Qatar amidst the desert landscape. To the west of Al Thakra lies Zakrit, famous for its limestone formations shaped into unique designs by the wind. In the midst of this pristine area stands the art installation East-West, West-East by Richard Serra. The piece consists of 4 steel plates, each about 15 meters tall, arranged in a straight line and spaced at fixed intervals, stretching over a kilometer across the vast desert. Standing at the center, you can see all 4 plates lined up as if extending to the horizon. The treated steel surface has a color resembling earth, causing the hue of the plates to change with the sunlight throughout the day. In addition to this artwork, Zekret also features an ancient fortress and a region where Arabian oryx live naturally, creating an intriguing blend of wild landscapes and modern artistic creations. The next stop is Al Zubarah, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the best-preserved ancient city in Qatar. In the 18th and 19th centuries, Al Zubarah was a trading hub and a famous pearl trading port. Today, the most prominent remains are the Al Zubarah Fort. Built in 1938, with thick walls and 4 watchtowers overlooking the desert. What makes Al Zubarah special is that much of the ancient city lies beneath centuries of sand, preserving the foundations, streets, markets, and residential areas almost intact. Visitors can walk among these ruins and imagine the life of Qataris before the oil era, which is in stark contrast to the modernity of the country today. Number 12. Must-try dishes in Qatar. The first dish you should try when visiting Qatar is makhbouz, a meal considered a culinary symbol of the country. At first glance, it may resemble the familiar meat-rice dishes found in many places. But what sets it apart is that the rice is cooked in spiced meat broth, allowing each grain to absorb the rich flavors. Qataris typically enjoy makhbouz with lamb, chicken, or fish. Interestingly, they do not use separate plates but share the meal on a large platter, symbolizing the bond among family members. During traditional meals, they use their right hand to savor this dish, instead of utensils, as a way to show respect for the food and those dining together. The second dish is haris, a meal with a long history closely associated with the month of Ramadan. Its ingredients consist only of wheat and shredded meat, but what makes haris special is its soft and smooth texture, similar to thick porridge. Qataris often cook haris in large pots for many hours, preparing it before sunset. Notably, haris is considered a sharing dish, as families usually make extra to share with neighbors or to give to those in need. Thus, haris is not just a meal, but also a ritual that reflects the solidarity of the Qatari community. The final dish is lukaimat, the most famous dessert in Qatar. They resemble small donut balls, but what gives them their unique flavor is the coating made from date syrup or honey mixed with saffron. This coating creates a crispy exterior while keeping the inside soft, exuding a distinctive aroma of the Gulf region. Lukaimat is particularly popular during Ramadan, with many families only making this dish for the occasion, giving it a seasonal feel similar to traditional rice cakes during Tet. When in Qatar, you will easily find stalls selling lukaimat at night markets or festivals, where the dumplings are fried, fresh, and drizzled with syrup while still hot. Number 13. Unique festivals in Qatar. The first festival is Eid al-Fitr, an event that marks the end of the month of Ramadan, during which Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset. What is interesting in Qatar is that Eid is not only a religious occasion but also a time when the entire country dons new attire. Shopping malls open later than usual and feature fireworks displays that last for several nights. Children are the most excited as they receive Eidia, or monetary gifts, from adults. Many residential areas even set up temporary play zones for young children and distribute free sweets. Another distinctive feature is that most families will have new outfits tailored, which is considered an essential ritual for this occasion. Another lesser-known festival is the Qatari traditional Do Festival. held annually at the Qatar Cultural Village. This festival fully reenacts the traditional maritime culture of Qatar before the oil era, particularly the art of pearl diving. Here, dozens of beautifully adorned wooden boats are showcased on the water. Visitors can board the boats, observe divers preparing their gear, learn how to tie knots, or listen to stories from elders who once made their living from the sea. Another exciting activity is the contest to distinguish between real and fake pearls, with the winner receiving a genuine pearl from the bay's depths. The final event is the Ajyal Film Festival, a unique film festival where the jury is made up of children. This is one of the few events in the world where films are judged by a panel of young jurors aged 8 to 18. Organized by the Doha Film Institute, the festival aims to encourage children to develop artistic thinking and critical skills. Children in Qatar watch selected films in advance, discuss them, and score them following the procedures of a professional jury. Number 14. Cost of living in Qatar. When arriving in Qatar, one of the first concerns for many people is the monthly living expenses in one of the wealthiest countries in the world. In Doha, the rent for a one-bedroom apartment ranges from about $900 to $1,500 USD per month. If you are willing to live further from the center, costs can drop significantly to between $500 and $800 USD. Regarding food expenses, cooking at home is always the most economical and manageable option. On average, you will spend about $300 to $400 USD per month on groceries. If you want to dine out to try local cuisine, casual eateries offer reasonably priced meals, typically ranging from $5 to $10 USD for a hearty meal, making it easy for newcomers to adapt to the local lifestyle. Getting around Qatar is very convenient thanks to a clean and reliable metro system. You can comfortably travel around the city for about $15 to $25 USD per month. If you need more flexibility, taxis and ride-hailing apps are also quite popular, although the costs will be higher compared to the metro. For those concerned about fitness, gym membership fees in Qatar range from about $40 to $70 USD per month. The gyms are generally modern and often located in residential areas or shopping centers, making it easy to visit at any time. In total, a person living in Qatar typically spends around $1,000 to $2,000 USD per month to maintain a comfortable lifestyle. This figure reflects the cost of living in a rapidly developing country with good infrastructure and a safe living environment, suitable for those who want to experience life in the Middle East in a relaxed manner. Number 15. Tips for travelers. One of the things that tourists often encounter when visiting Qatar is accidentally stepping into family-only areas and shopping malls. Many malls have small signs that read "family area," indicating that this space is reserved for women and their families. If you are a man visiting alone, security may stop you and ask you to leave the area. This is not meant to be discriminatory, but rather to create privacy and comfort for local women. Therefore, if you overlook the sign, you might find yourself being reminded in a crowded place, which can be quite awkward. Another situation that confuses tourists is that some restaurants temporarily stop serving during Friday prayer times. On this day, many restaurants will close from before noon until around 1 o'clock to allow staff to attend the week's main prayer. Many tourists who arrive early may see the lights on but find the doors locked, leading them to believe the restaurant is closed. In reality, this is a religious practice and quite normal in Qatar. Just returning an hour later will see everything back to normal. A small but important point is that one should not speak too loudly in public places. In Qatar, excessive noise is considered disrespectful to shared spaces. Many tourists have been reminded by security simply for talking too loudly in shopping malls, especially in the evenings when families are out with their children. So we have just explored 15 interesting facts about Qatar together. I hope this information has given you a different perspective on this unique country in the Middle East. If you found the video helpful, please remember to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to join us on our future journeys. Which of the 15 facts impressed you the most? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. We always love hearing from you.